Thank you, Dave. That was great. All right, our next inductee actually qualified for the Olympic trials as a high school athlete. Although we've heard more recent stories of this happening, it didn't occur that often back in the 1980s in the sport of swimming. When talking to his former coach, Pete Weber, he pointed out that this inductee, as a senior, held every individual school record and that two of them still stand today. Steve Leissner was a multiple time NISCA All-American and went on to swim at Michigan State University. In college, Steve was a Big Ten champion, seven-time NCAA All-American, and held 7 records at MSU, 3 of which still stand today. When I asked Coach Weber what he remembered most about Steve, he said, "We were a good team in the early 80s, but became an even better team in 1985 when Steve became a member. It was that year that we turned the corner and became the first team in school history to win the North Suburban Conference and an IHSA sectional title." I have to be honest, when I saw the Leissner name, I thought this was going to be a very different induction speech that I'd be giving. I remember coming to Stevenson in 1999 and hearing a lot of really interesting stories about a guy named Leissner. But I guess that was your brother I was hearing those stories about. So we'll save those for later. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Stevenson Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Stephen Leissner.
Well, I'm sort of in between the two, so I did do some stuff on the phone. Started to write it down, but I thought I'd lose it or not be able to read it. When I got the phone call for this, to be honest, I was blown away. I didn't think I deserved to be here. I didn't win anything. And when I say that, Coach Weber and I thought every year going in, fastest swimmer in the state, not a problem. Never happened. Sorry about that. So I really struggled for a couple of weeks that I even deserved to be here. Talked to my wife. She beat me in her high school Hall of Fame by 5 years. So most people know me. I married, obviously, way up. But I really thought hard, had to have family members tell me, no, you did some stuff. So I had to really dig deep, like what did I do to deserve any of this? So, holding all records at one point, that was pretty cool. And I started thinking, yeah, it stunk. I didn't win the state title, and that was, maybe the goal. I can honestly say, in all the years I swam, never had a coach that I loved more than Coach Weber. Apologize, but haven't been able to tell him that. It's been 34 years, so apologize. So I started thinking back, what did I do? Well, yeah, I held all the records, won a lot of conference sectionals, that sort of thing, went on, swam at Michigan State, a lot of records. So I was trying to figure out, if I didn't win anything, what did I do? Every time I went to a pool, I saw a bunch of names up on a board. No matter where you went, no matter what pool you went to, there was a big board, names were all over it. I'm not saying I was arrogant at the time, but I was pretty confident. Whatever I was swimming, why couldn't that be me? It should have been mine. So that was my goal. Coach Weber allowed me unbelievable latitude that no other coach I've ever swam for let me do. Every time we'd go to a meet, I'd say, Coach, I'm going to swim this event or that event. He'd be like, oh. So he'd let me swim one thing usually that I wanted to, 2 things that he really needed me to for the team, whatever we needed scoring-wise, fine. So I always said every time I went to a meet, and sometimes we'd do 2 or 3 meets in a week, I said, I'm going to go a lifetime best, and I'm going to get a record. And everyone says, well, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. I said, why not? Every time I went to a pool, I swam something different. Most people keep it to 1 or 2 events. They're like, oh, this is my specialty. Got 1 or 2 events. They do it every time. Well, they do this 2-3 times a week throughout the season. I don't know how you go faster than that 2-3 times a week. That's tough. So I cheated, and I would mix in some other stuff. I maybe haven't swam for 6 months. How can I not go faster? I'm older, stronger, all the things you'd expect. So I'd have to say I've never met a record board I didn't want to be on. So maybe my priorities were a little, messed up. Every time I'd go to pool, I wanted to be on a record. I didn't really think enough about the winning. In hindsight now, I've had these connections. I had someone here at Stevenson a few years ago as a head writer for the newspaper at Michigan State. Took a picture. He says, "Holy cow, you're all over the place." I hadn't talked to this guy in 30 years. But it was still up there, which was pretty neat. Each time I go somewhere, I'll have kids, send me photos. "Hey, look, you're here." It was a long time ago. So the connections there was something that sticks with you for a really long time. Lucky enough, they filled in the old pool. And they put in a record board, old pool record. Well, that's not going anywhere. So it's hard to swim in cement. So, I had to go up, take a picture. That's not going anywhere. So that was pretty cool. I went up just now to take a picture. I think there's 2 left. I swam 35 years ago. So it's pretty silly. This past year, Michigan State eliminated the men's swim team. So that's not going anywhere either. I still got 3 there. So I'm kind of on a roll here, so I thought, that was pretty cool. So 35 years later, it's just crazy to think back. Your name's still up there. If you wanted to see if I was a state champion, you're going to have to go through a book or go online, figure out what happened. But every time you walk in a building, there's Dum Dum's name up there. And you see what I swam. People say, "Well, where'd you swim?" "Well, I don't know. I have to take a picture." And I pull out my phone. "I swam, okay, here it is. I got a picture of some record that somebody sent me." That's pretty cool. And that lasts. Obviously, none of this would happen without the support of family. Anybody has kids in, swimming, basketball, doesn't matter what sport, tennis. It's kind of crazy. And like the fellow inductee said, the amount of money you spend before college, I'd like to have half that back and I'd pay for college. So scholarship, free school, it wasn't free. I have kids now. One's older in high school, one's in college. And getting up at 4:30 to drive them to a cold pool, that sucks. And my kids don't do it anywhere near the level I did it. So to get up at 4, I don't know. Did it for years, and I did it on a level. 4:30 every morning in the summer, off to practice. They'd fall asleep in the car, drive me home at 9. 4 o'clock, gotta go back. Stay till 6, all day, every day. So thank you to my parents. Apologize, it's not great. Usually I talk behind a wall so nobody can see me. It makes it easy. If you have kids or grandkids coming up, whatever they love, that's what you got to do. To the committees in nomination for this, I can't thank you enough. Like I said at first, I didn't think I should be here, but I do really appreciate it. Haven't been here since 1988, so I know it's changed just a tiny bit. So as we were driving in, I asked my wife, I said, "Where are we supposed to go?" She goes, "Building D." She goes, "Where's that?" I said, "There was Building A when I left." So we took a couple extra minutes. We found D, and thank goodness they were nice enough to tell us door 19. Well, it was right above the door. That was pretty cool, so that was easy to find. So I thank you for everyone here. It's amazing. Again, like when I got the call, I thought, But now that I see it's a much bigger deal than I gave it credit for, and everyone here, especially inductees, congratulations. Amazing, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.